Welcome once again. My name is Amos Akintola Dejisubisi. Will be your instructor for this class. Just as a way of introduction, I got into stocks and shares precisely 2020, and when one of my friend Blessing, just introduced me to bamboo, and then I'm going to share that with you. Introduced me to bamboo, and fortunately I bought about 0.3 something amount of Tesla shares for around $46. All right, today that $46 is almost 10, as in totaling to over 1,000 of shares right now. Okay, please mute your mic if you are here. Please mute your mic. Okay. Please mute your mic. Okay. So now that was my first introduction to shares. All right. I got Google shares, and today they are in thousands of dollars in shares. Okay. And you learn about compound shares also. When you begin to compound those shares also, you begin to see how effective or how powerful what shares is all about. So we have a long journey tonight, right? So, and I'm targeting 2 hours, 2 hours. All right. I want somebody to be my timekeeper, all right? Patrick or somebody. Please time me once we are at 9:30. Once we are at 9:30, just give me a reminder. All right. So we'll just go straight into we buying shares and then looking at the IPO and the rights of shares. I've resolved that I'm going to share those lecture notes with you. Okay, it's not yet a book, it's still a lecture note. All right, so I'm going to share it with you. And so when I perfect it, it's come out as a book. All right, so quickly. All right, what is NGX shares? All right, what's the NGX market? What is it all about? Now, the NGX market just simply means the Nigeria Exchange Group. All right, the Nigeria Exchange Group. That's what NGX means. I've been hearing NGS. That's what it means, the Nigeria Exchange Group. It was formerly known as the Nigeria Stock Exchange, that is NSC. All right. Now, initially it was even the Lagos Stock Exchange. Okay, so what does it do? Right, it provides platforms for trading shares, fixed income security, exchange traded products, that is ETPs, and then mutual investment funds, and even bonds. All right. So now the NGX connects Africa, Nigeria, and the world, and enabling investors, all right, to come into the Nigerian business markets. All right. So just by history, right, it was founded in 1961, and then it was simply called the Lagos Stock Exchange. Okay. The new name or the advancements started in the year 2021. That is when it's become Nigeria Exchange Groups. That is the PLC, and then it has some other subsidiaries. Okay. Now, what are the role of these in Nigeria economy? All right. It facilitates capital access for companies. That is to say, companies who are looking for money, they are trying to become public organizations. Okay, let me quickly do this. You know, we have different type of companies, right? We have the private limited companies, we have the public limited companies, all right? And then we have the limited by guarantee companies. Now, companies that once they want to list themselves on the Nigeria stock exchange market, okay, or the Nigeria Exchange Group, all right, they have to upgrade, all right, become a public liability company. That is, they move to seek funds, that is, they sell their shares, all right, to seek capitals from the public, and the platform on which they do that is called the NGS. All right, so it provides home for market capital price to listed on its boards, including the main, premium, and growth boards. So that is basically what it is all about. So because of its liquidity, transparency, and the opportunity to bring in foreign investments, so it's one of the major area, right, that pumps the nation's economy. Okay. Okay, just quickly, why invest in the NGX market? So that's second market. Now it gets ownership. Now, how many of you know Warren Buffett? How many of you know Warren Buffett? How many of Warren Buffett? Can you just drop in the comment section? You know Warren Buffett, or you've heard the name before? Anybody? Okay, fine. Warren Buffett is one of the top richest men in the world. All right. Now, he does not necessarily own or start a company of his own, but he has ownership in multi companies in the world. All right. How does he do that? Is by acquiring shares in the company, having a stake in those companies. He could call himself a part owners in those companies simply by buying shares or stocks in them. So now that's one of the benefits. So you could own a company without having to start a company. Now, if you listen to what's his name now, Robert Kiyosaki, it's like it talks about the four quadrants of wealth. We have the employed, all right, the entrepreneur that is self-employed, then starting a business, and then being an investor. Now, the stock market gives you opportunity to be an investor. It gives an opportunity to own companies without having to start a company on your own. All right, liquidity, and this provides platform for buying and selling of security, making it easy to convert your shares into cash. So if you have a share in a particular company and you want to sell it easily and get money, the NGS market is the place for you to do that. All right, and that thing is that it has potential for high returns. Now, if you check all of history, okay, the investment that seems to be most secured is shares and stocks. Why? Because it has how do I put it now? It has the capacity to outperform other investment shares. Investment options. All right. So either you buy land, you buy real estate, you buy gold, you buy that. Now, shares, all right, have proven over time, okay, to always outgrow the company. That is another different case entirely. Okay, but when you've done your good research and you're buying from a good company, shares have always outperformed. Now, it also has a tendency to beat inflation. Now, one of my conferences this year, we tagged it Thrive, all right, beating inflation, and that is where this also comes in. All right, big companies, all right, tends to survive the inflation, especially when they have good management board. All right, they always look at ways where they rise above the inflation. So if you as a business person, you don't have the knowledge on how to beat inflations because you don't have the resources, you don't have the human resources, you don't have the financial resources, these companies already have all of those resources. So they have a board that already calculates, right? They have a financial manager that already speculates and sees the possibility effects of inflations, and they make decisions that beat inflations. So therefore, your money is not suffering by the cost of inflation, but rather it's growing even in spite of those inflations. Now, so NGS, all right, the stock market gives opportunity for wealth creation, give up for financial independence. All right, it has potential for long-term growth. All right, so I wrote here, said investing in NGX markets can help you build wealth over time, achieving financial independence and securing your future. That is one good way about it. I think I remember, okay, let me talk about that in passive income. All right. Passive income in the sense that once you have shares in this company, once those companies are aiming and then they are giving out dividends, they are sharing profits, you get a percent of the profits too. Because you are part owner, you already have a stake in that company. So if the company makes 1 billion and they are sharing to their investors, all right, they will share to you also. So let's say you have 0.1% of shares in Dangote, and Dangote makes 1 billion naira in the year 2023, and you have to get 0.1% of that. How much is that? Let's do the calculation quickly. All right, times 0.1%. So 0.1%, that's how much. Who got that right? Anybody? That's 1 million naira. So if to say what you have is 0.01, all right, what do you get? You get 100,000. Okay, and that's passive income that just comes in from you doing almost nothing, and it does that consistently. All right, consistently. Now, that's one benefit, and that benefit is that it gives you legacy. All right, it allows you to build legacy for your future generation. Now, I know of a man, all right, in Abuja while I was serving. Now he's 50 years of age or so. Now he had an issue at his place of work, and then I think it was health issue, right? So he had to be forced to retire, all right, at an early age. Now, fortunately, I think then he already bought some shares in is it BUA Sugar? I'm not sure. It was Dangote Sugars. So he had about 200 million worth of shares, and by calculation, I'm not sure exactly the figures right now, but he has a yearly take home of about 10 million naira in dividends. All right, he has 4 wives. Yearly, he already estimated he gives each of his wives 1 million naira each. All right, 2 million naira for the upkeep of his family, and then 4 million naira for his own personal selves, and that's how he's been living his life. Now, he deliberately kept those shares. I think he compounded those shares. That was what he gets to that amount until that time where he retired, and then he begins to take off that money. Now, that particular share is not going anywhere. Even if he dies, he's going to hand that over to his children, and that money is going to continue for life as long as that company that he owns a share in is in existence. He continues to earn, and he's not a owner of a company, he's not a manager of a company. All right, and that's one of the beauty of shares. All right, so okay, I think I already talked about this a bit. Compounding, long time. I think you go and read about this when I share you the slides. Are you following me? Are we together? Are you able to see my screen? Please, if I'm being too fast, let me know. Somebody said you cannot see my slides very well. Okay, let me increase the fonts. Okay, how about now? Can you see my slides properly? Can you see my slides now? You should be able to see my screen now. It's bolder. Sorry about that. There was a break in transmission. Okay. All right. I think I'm connected back. All right. Okay. Now, to navigate the stock market effectively, it's essential to grasp the basics of stocks, shares, and equity, as well as how the NGX market operates. Right now, so let us get started with it. Now, what are stocks? Stocks are known as equities, that is, they represent the ownership in a company. That is, when you buy a stock, you become a partial owner of that company. Sure. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I think I'm back. All right, sorry about that. The network is really breaking and acting terribly. So I was saying that stocks, all right, are known as the amount of ownership, that is, the amount of stocks you own. All right, talks about the amount of ownership you have in a particular company. Now, and I know you have been seeing me using stocks and shares interchangeably, right? Now, shares refer to the individual units of stocks. Do you understand now? So, owning a shares, all right, entitles it to a portion of the company's assets or profits proportional to the number of shares you hold. So, the name for the total number of shares that you have is called stocks. Do you get it now? Do you understand that difference? I hope it's clear. Anybody that is not clear with that, please let me know. Please, if you are not clear on anything, let me get it, so that, because this is very essential. You must be able to understand what stocks are and what shares are. That is the bedrock of everything we are doing. Right now, another key concept that you need to get. Okay, I should come again. Now, shares, all right, refer to the individual units of stocks that you have. All right, that is to say, the amount of shares that you have talks about the portion of the company's assets or profits that you are entitled to. You get now? So it sounds similar to that of stocks. Yes, you must have heard me using stocks and shares interchangeably. Yes. All right. But then shares is the quantifier. Stocks is like the total name given to all the number of shares that you have. Okay, let me use this example now. we talk about fishes, right? A group of fish is called a school. Abi? Now, a group of fish is called a school. Same thing, a group of shares is called a stock. Do we get it now? So that's just basically what stocks and shares is all about. All right. Now, authorized capital. Authorized capital is the total amount of shares a company can issue. That is to say, the amount of their capital that they can release to the public to buy from. So if a company have 100%, generally every company have 100% shares, right? For example, they release 30%. Okay, that 30% is what we call the authorized capital. That is the amount of shares that the company issued that they can sell at that particular time. Now, I don't want to go into details because we have preferred shares and then we have ordinary shares, but then that's a different one entirely. So I don't want to complicate this too much. Now, issued capital, all right, is the number of shares that is actually issued to investors. That is, if I'm buying 4% now, that 4% is what was issued out that investor can have access to. All right. Now, outstanding shares are the amount of shares that investors already have, or that is the investors already bought from the particular company. Do you understand that? So they already sold some particular amount of shares. So those amount of shares that have already been sold out that investors already purchased are called outstanding shares. All right, are we together, please? Please, if you're following me, I want you to please do that judiciously. If you're not getting me, please just quickly call my attention. All right, because it's essential that you understand the basics of this. Because when people just want to say, okay, they want to do shares, you don't understand what the basics are. All right, let me quickly proceed. Now, how the NGX market operates. Sorry, please. Okay. Now, the NGX market operates an automated trading system. That is to say, everything that happens on the NGX market is automated. It's not as if maybe one person is there controlling it or manipulating it. It's already automated. It's already computed on the system. It has a model by which it works. Right? There are things that is acceptable. There are things that are not acceptable. Okay? There are things that once you put in place, it automatically triggers. If you put a sell order, it automatically sells. If you put a buy order, it automatically buys. So it's an automated trading system. So it's not something that somebody has to approve, all right, or you have to wait for somebody to get it done, or no. It's an automated system. It works on its own based on the algorithm and the system that has been put in place. All right. Now, so there are basic terms you just need to get familiar with, right? The trading license holders, all right? These are brokers or traders that participate in the markets directly. All right. Now, trading order book, right? That is it's a book, like a, should I say, book of life now? All right. The central order books, all right, that monitors or keep record of the buys and the sell orders. Okay. Now we have what we call the price, the cross, and then the time priority. Now, the way the system works, all right, it works based on the best price first. It attends to the best price available first. All right. It works with cross, that is, it match the buy and the sell orders together. Okay, and then time, it operates on first come first serve. It's the first person that attends to it, the best price that comes to it, that it operates by. So That's just some basic things you need to know. Okay, let me rush. Okay, listing. Company lists their shares on the NGX market. All right, trading occurs on the NGX market. That is the buying and the selling of investors. All right. If you are familiar with forex trading, this is a bit similar to forex trading. All right, because what happened on the NGX market is just like the forex market, where you predict the buy and you predict the sell. We're going to get to that. Okay. Okay, yeah, key players. All right, we have the brokers. The brokers are like the intermediary between the investors and the exchange. That is to say, the company or the body, and then we, the investors who are buying the shares or selling the shares. Okay, the intermediary between us are called the brokers. All right, we have markers. We have dealers, right? All right, so they are market makers. They provide liquidity. They have they are just like market movers, basically. And then we have the regulators. That is the NGX market itself. They are the regulators. They are regulated to ensure that there is no foul play. And then we have the SEC, right? That is the Security Exchange Commission that supervises all investment options to ensure that it is fair and it is orderly, right? And there's no manipulation within the markets. Okay, so market indices, I won't go into details on this, all right? But then if you want to go into trading, I just had to do this, all right, for you to understand the basics, because these are basic things you must understand. Because the market operates in two ways. Number one, you have to be a trader, all right, as an investor, or you be a part owner. I'm going to go into that later, all right? But then all what you are doing, whether you are a long-term trader or you are a short-term trader, is called trading. So if you want to be a scalper, all right, all of these are essential for you to get to know. So, but then these are just the basics. So this training is not going to cover everything, but it's going to give you basics understanding and basic ideas on what we need to do. Or no, 45 minutes to 9:30. Let me rush. All right. Now you must understand the bull market, the bear market. Now, what is the bull market? The bull market is when there is a sustained rise in the market. I'm sure you must have heard all these crypto guys talk about, and there's a bull run coming, there's a bull run coming, there's a bull run coming. Now, what it just means is that the market is coming to a point where it has a sustained rise, that is going to the peak. It's going to the peak, continuous peak. All right, it's going to a continuous peak. It's going to be how do I put it now? It's going to continue to buy. All right, the prices of things are going to go up. The prices of things are going to be rising and all. So that's what we call a bull market. Now, the bear market is when everything is in decline. All right, it's marked by pessimism. That is, people are scared. People are doubtful. All right. So what happens? People begin to sell their shares. They begin to sell their stocks. Most times when they hear that this company is going to fail, everybody that have his shares in that company, they start selling their shares. They start selling their shares because they don't want to be on the loose end. All right. So it's just like the forex market. On the forex market, where you basically just trade on the currency pairs, but in the stock market you trade company, not currencies. You trade companies. All right. So market capitalization, that is the total outstanding shares used to categorize the company. Now, don't forget, the outstanding shares are the amount of shares in the hands of investors. All right. So the total value of the outstanding shares that is used to categorize the company. So that is what they use to categorize whether the company is a large company or a mid company or a small company based on their market capitalization. All right. Okay, understanding the market structure. Okay, I think you can go and read this. Okay, let me really just explain this too. All right, we have shares. I've talked about shares already, equities and stocks. All All right, I've talked about that. Now, bonds. These are something also different from stock. Bonds are debt security issued by governments or corporations. All right. Let me give an example. I think this is it. All right. Let's say the federal government wants to borrow money from me, Amos. All right. Now, what they will issue to me, they say they want to borrow money from me, and they are going to pay it definitely. The guarantee or the letter of agreement that makes me trust them, makes me have confidence in them that they are going to pay back that money as long as that country is still in existence, are called bonds. Now they come with interest, very low interest. All right, but they are the most secured, the most guaranteed forms of investments. As long as a bond exists, let them be in 100 or 200 or 300 years, as long as that country is still a country. All right, that debt will be paid with interest. All right, with interest, sure interest. So that is what bonds are. All right, so they could be issued by governments or by corporate bodies or by municipals. All right, so municipals are, I think that is not really common. Okay, so I think that's not really common in our area here. I think it's more in Indian and then the communal environments. All right, so now ETFs. All right, how do I explain ETFs now? ETFs are like stocks. All right, but they are like a okay, right, they are investment funds, all right, that track a particular group of assets. For example, maybe oil rigs. All right, they are the investment funds that are tied to a group of assets or a body of assets. Okay, I think that's just basically how I can just explain it to the best of my understanding. All right, real estate investment funds. These are investment funds that are tied to real estate properties. You know, just for example, like ETFs, right? Real estate investment trusts are tied to real estate properties. ETFs are tied to major assets, like the oil well I talked about, like gold mine and what have you. Okay, I think those are important. I just need to talk about. Okay, market indices. All right, these are like signals. They tell us the position or the movement of the market. So they tell us if the market is going to rise or if the market is going to fall. They are like investment guides. All right, they help us understand what the trends are. So if the markets are moving upwards, we'll be able to tell just looking at the market indices. All right, so we have different market indices. We have the benchmarking. All right, they are used to compare the performance of investments, economic indicators. All right, investment guides. We have the NGX all share indices. Okay, they tell us the overall performance of the companies in the markets. Okay, the NGX 30 tell us the performance of the top 30. All right, companies, that is with highest market capitalization. All right, and I think that's that. Let me just So what the market do is, like I said, evaluate market trends, assess portfolio performance, inform investment decisions. Be able to know, okay, where to invest your money, where to put your money, at what time, at what particular time. Right, please, I'm trying to rush this class. Okay. Now, trading hours, days, and procedures. The Nigerian the NGX market opens 9:30 a.m. and closes 2:30 a.m. Monday to Friday. So anytime outside this, right, you cannot place a trade, neither can you close a trade. So whatever your investment decisions are outside of this time will have to wait. Whatever order you have executed, right, has to be within this period, or else it will carry over. All right. So the trading days, they trade only during the weeks. They don't trade on weekends. You cannot trade on weekends. You cannot trade on public holidays. All right. So just as a pointer, any day that banks open or during the banking hour, all right, that's the days you can trade. Okay. The pre-market sections, all right, for order entry, you can just still prepare your orders entry between 9 a.m. to 9:30. Because from 9:30 there will be volatility, all right? That's high movement of the market. Okay. I think I've talked about that. Order entry, all right? I will talk. Did I prepare what other types in this? Okay. I think you can just do your research. Yeah, I think I missed that. All right. So trading procedures. A trader always starts with, you submit an order entry. That is to say, either you are buying or you are selling, either a sell order or a buy order, or you set a sell stop or a buy stop or sell stop limits. All right. Now, order matching. That is to say, I will show you basic part of that in the next few minutes. That is, you exchange. Either you are buying this particular product, or you're buying this particular shares of this company, and you are selling another. So, all right, trade confirmations, that is, you confirm the order that or the instructions that you have given the market. All right, so this is where we get a little bit practical. Okay, so please, I think 35 minutes, so I think this is still good. This is where you get a little bit practical. Please, are you still with me to this point? Any question to this point? Let me just pause a minute and then get your feedback. If you are lost, tell me you are lost. If you are still following, let me know. Okay, you are following, thank you. Alright, Emmanuel. Okay, Tayo, yeah. Alright, it's fine. Alright, following up by me, good. Okay. Okay, let me just take 2 more, then we'll proceed. Alright, good. Thank you. Thank you, Lady. Thank you, Prince. Alright, so now look at studying the market. Now, in everything you're going to do, I always say this, that do not put your money into anything you don't understand. Do not put your money in anything you don't understand. If somebody is telling you, hey, this thing makes sense, let's do it. If you don't understand it, don't put your money into it. The market is so simple that you can study it. Right? You can study it easily. You will learn about the market. So you have to stay informed about the market development, analyze financial data, and get understanding on what you need to do. Now, I'm going to show you comprehensive ways, all right, or guide on how to study the market. Now, the first basic thing is you must understand financial news. All right, you must understand financial news. I'm still going to come to fundamental analysis and technical analysis, right? But then, as a layman, these are just the basics way. All right, you must understand financial news. You must learn to read and analyze financial news. Now, one of the first thing is you must stay updated, right? Follow reputable financial news sources, right? So if you are trading world or global companies, right, you must have this site, all right, bookmarked on your system. Bloomberg, CNBC, Financial Times. If you are trading on the Nigerian market, you must have naira, Financial Times Nigeria, Business Day, all right, businessday.ng. You need to follow those news, all right. Now, understand the context, all right. Consider the source, the date. Don't forget that date. You must understand, is this a current development, or they are talking about 2 years ago, or 3 years ago? This part is always even if you are following NTA news or channel news, this is always the last part of the news before the sports that they just talk about, and it seems boring to you. If you are going to make money from shares, it must no longer be boring to you. You must begin to listen to them. What do they mean by what they are saying? All right. Following but lost in some areas. Okay, Sunday, it's fine. Don't worry, you'll catch up. All right, it's not something we can cover all in less than 2 hours, but just for you to get the basics. Okay. Now, identify key points. Now, this is to you Sunday. Now, if you don't understand everything, just understand the basics. Identify key points. Focus on the earning reports. All right, how much are they earning? Just take notes. Is it increasing or is it decreasing? All right, mergers and acquisitions. Focus on that now, because when there is merger means 2 or 3 companies coming together to become a single entity. Acquisition is a bigger company, all right, taking over a smaller company, all right. So like Bank PHB is a merger of 3 different smaller banks, all right, coming together to merge together to form Bank PHB, all right. I think the recent acquisition of I can't remember very well, but then I think Access taking over Oceanic. I mean, is it Oceanic now or International? It was EcoBank that took over, that acquired Oceanic. So those are acquisitions. So you watch which company is taking over which company. I think Polaris took over Skybank recently, right? So you check, right? Those companies that are acquiring this company, what's the implication? Mergers. The companies that are coming together, are they getting stronger by their mergers? All right. So you begin to take note of those key points. Economic indicators. You watch out for economic indicators. I'm going to talk more about that in fundamental analysis. All right. Analyze impacts. Assess how news affects the companies. Now, thank God for social media. Now, trends. You see all those trends that somebody will post a picture and then the company boom. I'm sure those in the crypto space are familiar with this very well. Once Elon Musk posts something, it becomes a trend and it affects so many of those crypto. What are their names now? Coins. All right. I think, for example, in recent time there was this picture, okay, on social media about a young boy that went to buy bread. All right, what's the name of this company now? Is it Anabili or something? They went to buy bread. It's a South African company. So that's why I don't have the good knowledge. It's not really something I trade in. Right, so that boy went to buy bread and was playing in the mud. And then he has the big smile while coming in the mud, holding that bread. And a photographer, is it from Botswana, captured that picture, all right, and posted it on social media, and that picture began to trend. Before you know it, that company began to trend, and as a smart, all right, company, they took that boy, make him a model, shares his picture on billboards and what have you, and before you know it, their company begin to get orders and they begin to grow. And by and large, that is going to affect their shares. Their shareholders are going to be smiling to their bank account because that trend has affected them. So you need to analyze impact of news, impact of trends, impact of what is going on around, all right? And begin to see what are their impacts on companies. Okay, I think was it recently too? Is it Heritage Bank? One of the first things that killed that Heritage Bank was the FOMO. Okay, though they were poor decision makings, but then the trend and all of that really affected them because they were supposed to issue an IPO long before now, but then because the FOMO had been out, nobody trusted them again, and then they begin to fall into spiral debt. All right, and so that's just that. Diversify your sources. That is, read financial news from different reputable sources. Now, I follow Bloomberg, I follow Nairametrics, all right? Though I follow Nairametrics more. I follow Business Day, all right, because they've been here for long, and so many other news sites, all right? Read old news. Yes, this I learned recently. That the future is dictated by history. The past tells us what the future will be like. So read old news, check what has happened before. When so and so happened before, what was the implication? Because nothing new is happening anymore. All right. So what has happened before is happening again. History just keeps repeating itself. All right. Then focus on the bigger picture. All right. So because financial news can be overwhelming. All right. They can just become so big for you that you are getting confused. But then streamline your focus. All right. Just need to understand the broader trends. All right. Rather than making immediate decision based on news. So don't jump on news and then you use it to jump on your decision making. No. You jump into fire. But then just need to understand how things happens. Okay. And that thing you need to understand again is basic accounting. I know many of you don't like accounting, but then you should like accounting. Now, if you're going to have your own company, you should have this basic understanding of accounting. Now that you're not even setting up your own company, you want to become a part owner of a company through shares or stock, you need to understand these basic things. Now, chief of them is the balance sheet. All right, balance sheet just tells you what the assets of the company are, what the liabilities of the company are. All right, it tells you the equity. All right, they provide insight into the financial position of the company. The income statement tells you the revenue, how the money comes into the company, how the money are being expended. All right, and then the profit margin. It shows you, okay, what is the profit margin of this company? That is, alone you won't make after this money has come in, after this money has been expended. All right, what is left? So it tells you the gross profit, the net profit. All right, the cash flow is the bigger picture. It shows you all the financial movements. That is the operating expenses, how much they are spending on day-to-day activity, how much they are investing into the continuous flow of the company. All right, it shows you the financial activities, how money is going out and coming out of the company. You need to understand those very well. Now, ratios are just like a summary, but then they analyze the liquidity. That is, they analyze how productive, all right, or profitable or efficiency the companies are. Now, ratios will tell you if this company is going to liquidate soon enough. Because if there are some ratios that remain consistent, all right, you begin to check, oh, this thing is getting deadly. That's if you need to understand your dividend ratio, all right, or your equity ratio and thereabouts. Okay. And that you need to take notice, the accounting policies, commitments, and contingencies. What are the accounting decisions that the company are making? All right. What are the policies they are following? That includes their tax compliance, all right, the accounting records and the bookkeepings. You just need to keep note of them. Now you may be thinking, how will you get this? Once you begin to buy shares from company, you begin to have some of this, and most of them are also, especially the annual reports, are part of the public domains. All right, so you could get them from public domains. There are some basic informations you get it. I'm going to show you how you get some of those informations about a company. Okay, technical analysis. Okay, identifying market trends and patterns. Okay, let me just quickly jump from here to technical analysis. Okay, identify market trends and patterns. That is, you should understand how the market is moving. All right, trends are the way the markets are moving. The patterns are the happenings. When the markets move this way, what happens? And once it repeats itself again, you notice that it's already forming a pattern. It's already forming a pattern. That way you'll be able to say, okay, if this and this happen, then this will happen. If it happens recurrently, then it becomes a pattern. You understand? So that's where you'll be able to predict. So once you see that, oh, people are buying IPO now, then this will happen. You'll be able to tell, okay, this is a pattern. Once it repeats itself again, you see it happens. So now you just need to study that. Okay, I'll talk about technical and fundamental analysis later. Okay, market sentiment. I already talked about that. That is people's perspective. This is based on people's emotions. That is how people react. All right, to the market. Okay, there are indicators you use to monitor that. Economic indicators. All right, you monitor the GDP. That is of the nation. Okay, the inflation, the interest rates, and then the employment rates. All right, the industry trends. That is the particular industry you are investing in. How are they moving? Okay. So just go and study those on your own, because here are no details. Then there's a particular strategy you can also use. I call it the pest analysis. That is, you consider the political, you consider the economic, you consider the social and the technological factors that affect that particular company. All right. So that will tell you how that company is going to perform. There are some companies you know that before these companies will die, because they have political alliance, they have economic alliance, they have the social alliance, they have technological alliance. Now, a company like Dangote, a company like UBA Group, the pest analysis will really work for them. Be able to tell, okay, these ones have strong alliance with this. There are sometimes that, due to political analysis, right, some company can just boom once a particular government comes into power. All right, so you need to watch those. Now, social media trends, right? I already talked about those ones. Competitive analysis, that is, you observe their competitors. So if their competitors are failing, it means that they are succeeding. If their competitors are getting stronger, it means that they are going to be getting weaker. All right, people will begin to check their competitors as an alternative, and in that case, that company is not good to buy from. All right, technical analysis. I didn't have time to dwell more on technical analysis. All right, so because here you have to read charts. All right, so it's not really heavy into what we want to do today. All right, so but then just as an overview. All right, technical analysis is using charts. All right, using charts, using lines, candlesticks to study the market. Now, because as the market moves, they form patterns. Let me show you what the candlestick look like. Come in, I think I opened. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen, please? Can you see what I have on the board? If you can, please just quickly bear with me so that. Okay, you can see. So this is like a candlestick. All right. So now the formation of each of these candlesticks passes a message. All right. They tell us what is happening to that market based on this formation. Now, for example, look at this now that I show you on the screen. All right. The first one, we have the bearish doji. Right. It is a candlestick. We have the bullish separating line. We have the three white soldiers. Now, they tell us if the market is going to be bullish, all right, or it's going to be bearish. Now, remember I said bullish is when there's high buying capacity, all right, or volume or sentiment in the market. Bearish is when there's a high selling sentiment in the market. All right. So when we look at these patterns on candlestick, we begin to see, okay, something is happening. Now, like the doji, usually tells us that there's going to be possibly a change in trend. All right. So for the bearish doji, usually it's do I even remember that right now? Okay, let me use the three white soldiers. I think that's easier. Now, once you see the three white soldiers, right, it shows you that the market is going to remain bullish. Right, it's going to remain bullish. Now, it's more like a confirmation. Now, when you see the three black crows, it tells that the bearish capacity is really, really stronger. Now, so that's how candlestick works. All right, so you use that a lot in technical analysis. Now, one of the other major things in technical analysis you need to understand is trend and support lines and resistance. All right, support levels, all right, shows that there is a buying interest that is very, very strong. All right, enough to pause or reverse a downward trend. That is to say, the market has been going bearish, but once it gets to the support level, all right, it shows that at that level, the market have a high tendency of bouncing back to begin to buy. That's why you see that most people, when we are trading in forex, all right, we always watch out for the support and resistance level, because at those points we expect that the market should turn around and begin to either to buy, all right, at support level. And there are times that we have breakouts. We have breakouts where it's, let me show you an example of support. Okay, I need to run. Okay, this is now. This is not big enough. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm trying to show us something, but it's not connecting effectively yet. Okay, now if you can see this, I think this one is bolder. All right, now you see the support level. Now you see that the market is coming down. All right, for the support level. Now at this point, once we get to this line, it goes up. It comes back again to this line, it goes up. Come back to this line, it goes up. Now it has formed a pattern. So that particular point has become a support line. So we predict that next time the market comes to this line, all right, it has the tendency of going back up. So that's how you do technical analysis using support and resistance. Now at this point, resistance, look at the upper part. Once it comes to this upper part, we predict that it's going to resist that movement. Then it's going to come down. Check it again, it goes up, or get to that line, it comes down. It goes there, it comes down. Now you notice that at a particular point here, it gets to that resistance line. Instead of coming down, it breaks out, it moves upward. All right, that's it, did not come down. All right, that is what we call breakouts. That is, the price movement pushes through the support line, all right, to go and form a new support or resistance line, depending on the market's other indicators that dictate movement of the market. So it could be probably that the bullish move is very, very strong, that it breaks the resistance. All right. So there could be other factors that affect it, which you also can check using your candlestick and other indicators. All right. Now, you must also notice that support and resistance levels, all right, are based on sentiments. They are based on previous experiences, what has happened before, what has taken place before, and all. Now, okay, do I explain this? Okay. All right, buy signals, all right, they are majorly bullish trends. All right, when you have bullish trends in your candlestick, you have a support level, or you have, all right, or you have an indicator crossover. They give you a signal that you can buy. Sell signals are bearish trends. That is, you have a bearish trend in your candlestick, you are at a resistance level, or you have an indicator crossover. It shows that yeah, you can sell at those points. All right, entry point, that's where you take your profits. Okay, let's just quickly move. I have 10 minutes. Okay, but I want us to get some basic before we go into those, because I just felt I need to do this foundational thing, because you could pick interest in it and become a stock trader, and because there's really a whole world of money and wealth in that. Now, fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is more like a comprehensive approach at evaluating the company. Now, this is not you relying on forecasting or past issues, but then you are looking at the real life fundamental issues, like this, the financial issues, the economic factors, the news, that is what is happening in real life. All right, and the crucial things you're taking note of is look at the company's financial statements, look at the company's financial earnings, all right, and look at the growth prospects of the company. All right, how has the company been growing? All right, now the earning per shares, I noted because it's very, very important for us. Now, financial statements, key things you must note in the financial statement is the income statement, the balance sheet, and then the cash flow statement. I think I've talked about that earlier, right? Now, earnings per shares, that is, what is the consistent increase on the earnings per shares? If it shows that there's consistent increase in their shares, it shows that that company is profitable. You can invest in it. So those are basically main things you can look at. I will show you websites where you can make those kind of findings and decisions. All right. Now, you compare companies' EPS with their colleagues in the industry. Right. It's not about the amount now, but it's about the trend. That is the growth part. Now, for example, Fidelity sells their shares at 9 naira. All right. If in the next 3 months the shares increase to 13 naira, it shows the growth part. GT is selling their shares at 44 naira, And as of today, I think it has even come down to 43. So it's not about the amount of money of the shares, but it's about the growth pattern of the shares. So you compare that. All right. So that's using EPS. Now, growth prospects. Okay, you analyze that is the company expanding their tentacles? Are they merging? Are they acquiring? All right. Are they improving their profit margin? Is their growth sustainable? That is this something they are doing consistently? And usually there are some banks that or industry that just fit into that area because they've been here for long. All right, they've been attached to some bodies that shows their credibility and their longevity. All right, now, okay, let me quickly move. Okay, identifying undervalued stocks. I think that's more advanced. You can just study that. The basics are there. Okay. Now, dividends paying stocks, right? To choose a dividend paying stocks, you should watch out for number one, what's the dividend yield ratio? Okay. What's the dividend yield ratio of that stock? What's the dividend payout ratio of that stock? What is the dividend growth rate of that stock? And the sustainability of that dividends. All right. Now we are going to go into that. The websites, online resources for research or research tools. Website you can use. All right. Nairametrics, Business Day, Financial Times. Okay. Now charting platform. Let us really look at TradingView. TradingView. All right. Because for you now as a beginner, the safest or the easiest model of analysis you can use is fundamental analysis. So, and then they are the easiest, and then they are the most proficient for you in making decisions on the kind of shares you want to buy, because you are not really going into trading as it were on a large scale, but you are looking to just do this for the profitability. I use TradingView and Simply Wall Street. All right. So this is Wall Street page. I will go to TradingView later. This is Wall Street page. Wall Street gives a general overview, okay, of the company's financial health before you make decisions. So, because as a basic trader, we can only rely on fundamental analysis, and those websites have really done a good job giving us information about the company. Now, so for GT shares now, okay, for GT shares, we have these informations. Okay. Now, you remember I asked you to check some basic things when you want to make decision on dividend paying shares, right? The ratios, all right. Price to earnings ratio is okay. Earnings grew by 413%, all right, in the last 1 year. Okay. Now let's check all the risk. Okay, click on all risk. Now, are there any concerning recent events they pass? They don't have concerning events. Is their dividend sustainable? All right. You remember while I was talking? Okay, I said these are the basic things you should check. Okay, when making decision on dividend paying. Oh, 9:30. Thank you. I think I'm closer to where I am by 9:30. So after this, we'll go to you creating an account and talking about how to create shares. Right. Thank you for that notification. Okay. So now this is very important to what you will do. All right. Now, dividend yields. Okay. These are things you check out: dividend payout ratio, dividend growth rate, and sustainability. So we are checking for GT at the moment, right? So do they have high quality earnings? Yes. All right. Is their dividend sustainable? Yes. So you check all of that and you find out that this is a good company to buy their shares when we find it available. Now check the valuation. Okay. By the way, you can just check the general overview. All right. Valuation score, they scored 3/6, right? Share price, you just check those. Now overvalued. Okay. Now one of the bad things about me is that when it's better a company is overvalued than highly undervalued. All right, highly overvalued. So because if it's undervalued, that means it's not rated, and then it's not really good for you to put your money into it. So now, Simply Wall Street just give you a broader overview. So you have to even understand so much of accounting. You just have to just check this and then trust the information here because they are reliable, okay, and then you check them and use it to make financial perform decisions. All right, thanks to data analysis and visualizations. All of these are so simple, you can easily get it. Okay, now you can check their past performances. All those indicators are asked you to check. Now, the most important thing for us is dividends. Okay, are you not able to see my screen? So I'm on Simply Wall Street, okay? Simply Wall Street, that's where I am. Now, dividends, that's where we actually, so you check their dividends criteria. They check complete in all areas. Check complete all areas. So it shows you that they are very, very good. They are a very, very good company. Their stability, their growth of payments is stable, is steady, all right, and it's consistent. All right, it's consistent. The another thing you check again is dividend yield versus market. Okay, you check it. All right, it's very good. It's all good. All right, so it's higher than the bottom 25 of dividend payers in the Nigerian market. That's really good return. Really good return. All right, so you check management. So another thing you can check is the financial health and past performances. So once you check all this, right, criteria, you know that you're in a good hand, and then you are buying a very, very good company, or you are investing really good in a sustainable and a viable investment. So you are getting good value for your money, right? Now, that's just what that tells you. Okay, trading view does the same. So trading view does the same. You can just simply check on their website. Just simply check on their website. It does the same. You can just search the company. Okay, you can just search the company. Now, okay, here now we're still looking at GT Banks. All right, so looking at GT Bank, you see more of the same. All right, a very good return, a very good investment to investment to return ratio. That shows you that things are okay. Now, so these websites or applications, they help you understand the company, but again, don't forget the metrics you are checking out for when you are making those decisions. So go back and study the fundamental analysis very well, and use those websites. They will really be a good help for you. All right, so you follow this website, Nairametrics gives you daily information about companies, business day, Financial Times Nigeria, Financial Nigeria, and then you do charting platforms. You use StreamView and Simply Street. Okay, you can buy this book, Baby Pips, A Random Walk Down the Wall Street, Technical Analysis of Financial Markets. So to better understand those very well. Okay, now, all right, it's 9:30. All right, so let's quickly look at brokers. Choosing the right brokers. Now, because for you to be able to buy shares in the Nigerian market, right, you need to have a broker. A broker is somebody that brings you into the market. All right, it's somebody that brings you in the market, that gives you access to the market. So, invest in the Nigerian market, you just open with a broker. Now, there are basic things you just need to have. You have a national ID, okay, have your documents necessary, have a national ID, have your proof of address, have a bank statement. So the bank statement is mostly going to be more like for your proof of address. Okay, now there are going to be form online that you fill, okay, and then you fill them. Those are just the basic things. I'm going to show you a simple steps in that now. Okay, now type of accounts, you can just go and study that. You can have joint accounts, you can have corporate accounts, you can have individual accounts. So majorly we are looking at individual account. Funding your account is as simple as it's just like when you do your online stuffs. Okay, you can fund whether through the bank, you can use the online payments, majorly Paystack, and then you deposit the minimum requirement that is you want to do, and then you begin to place your trade. Okay, yeah, thank God. I think I put a little about placing order. So the market order limits, and we'll talk about those ones later. Your take profit is when your shares has grown to a particular price, and then you want to withdraw your money. You want to sell that your shares and then get profit from it. That's the take profit. So that's Even if it's paying you dividend, you just want to go out of that market because you feel maybe that market is not going to sell going forward, or it's going to begin to decline, right? So you sell at those points. Stop loss is when you believe that the market, the share is falling, and then you want to reduce your loss. Okay, you put a stop loss. Okay, now let's quickly talk about brokers. Brokers in Nigeria, right? Now, they are your access to the markets. Now, the top 5 brokers in Nigeria, we have the Cardinal Stone Security Limited. All right. Now, the Chapel Hill there, I'm going to share you a link. They are the ones I use. Okay, so if you want to trade, they have different portfolios and all that you can use to trade, you can use to learn on. Now, they have Invest in Nigeria, and then we have the primary offer forum. Please give me a minute. Okay, so now Chapel Hill, all right, so they have Invest in Nigeria, which is basically their platform for the secondary offers, all right, the secondary offerings of shares. That is where you trade the shares now, and then they also have a platform for the primary offer. That is when the company is going public. They are issuing IPOs, that is initial public offers, to people to buy shares, and they become a primary shareholder. Now, the secondary shareholder is the offerings are already in public, so you are trading within the outstanding shares. All right, so I'm going to show you that now, just for your perusal. You can go through other ones. We have the APT Security Funds, we have the Stanbic IBT Stock Brokers, we have the Meristem Security Limited. Now, Amos Akitola, I use the Chapel Hill Dam Security Limited. So I'm going to show you. I will share it. All right, for you to create an account with them, and then let me check Chapel Hill. Okay. Now, let me go back. So I'm trying to create an account here for my wife so that we can use it for this area. So are you able to see my screen? I'll do this later. Please, if you can see my screen, let me know. If you cannot, please type on the comment section. This section is very important. Please type. So you can get this app on your, okay, you can see my screen, good. So investinnigeria.com, all right, so investinnigeria.com is owned by Chapel Hill, all right, Chapel Hill. This platform is their secondary offering trading platform, all right, so this is where you trade shares of a company that had already gone public. So they already gone public. That is, this take place after the company goes public and can be offered to institutional investors or the public. Do you understand that? So that is that. So and then they have an IPO. So that is the IPO, the primary offering. That's where we will go. You want to buy GT shares, you want to buy those ones, is the IPO, the primary offer. I will show you that. The same way you buy if you walk into the bank account, into the bank and you buy, or you see those DT ads, you buy from there. The primary offering, the IPO, I will show you. You'll buy those ones. How you buy those ones, Now, if you want to trade, all what I've been sharing with you, how you trade, if you want to buy particular shares and you still get dividends and it goes, you do that on this kind of platform, the Invest in Nigeria. Now, I also use another platform, which was the Bamboo app. I will share with you. You can just go there. There are learning resources on each of those platforms, okay, that for you to learn. Now, this Invest in Nigeria, the basic thing, you fill in your name, your surname. Please use your name as on the BVN, Bigo, because it's not like you're opening a bank account. So please use your legally verified names, and then you click on continue. There will be an authentication message that will be sent to you. You'll do that. So because I already have an account, I'm just going to log in. Right, so I'm going to log in to my account now. All right, so I log into the account. Now, once you log into the account, it requires you to verify. All right, so it asks you to fill your BVN. Now, these are the fill your BVN, your NIN, your mother's bank details, and all. So you verify those, okay? And then now, these are where you fit in your financial plans. Now you can just check. Now there's something very unique here that will really help you. Learning, all right? Learning. Now these learning courses, they offer courses on you on financial management. So they are all free courses. Budgeting, money basics. They are all money management courses. Money management courses that really help you, right? Those are something about financial management, because these things they are really helpful and they are big to you. And see, these platforms are so easy that you can learn on your own. So investments, all right, investing. Now, if you want to invest in companies, now these are where you go, right? Investing, you begin to now see it lists to you now different company shares, all right? That same is Dangote, right? Zenith, GT. So you begin to just click on them. Now, here, you see the buy. You see the buy option. So that's where you click on to buy. Right, let me say I click on buy, but because I have not input all the details now, I'm not able to qualify to do that. All right, you cannot proceed unless you provide your KYC. So you buy. Now, once you buy, it will be among your portfolio. So if you want to sell, you can easily sell on that. So I'll try and see. I can show you one with Bamboo. The same way Bamboo operates. Right. So these are general ones that are already existing. So you can buy into Dangote now, even though they are not offering their shares right now. All right, they already have their share in public already. They are already public companies, so they are not really issuing IPOs. Okay, so you can just buy from here. All right, so you can buy MTN, you can buy Airtel, you can buy Zenith, even the Fidelity that is closing or is there as closed, you can buy from them, from these markets. Okay, so please take note of the difference I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to make you understand that this platform, all right, this is the platform for the NGX market. It gives you access to all of the available companies in Nigeria. You can buy from here and have access to their growth and have access to their shares. All right, now the only difference from what is currently happening with GT and the other platform I will show you now is that those companies are just coming out. They are issuing IPO, which we call initial public offering. All right. Now, initial public offering, that is, they are issuing IPOs. Okay. That's not the major difference. Are we together? Please, if you understand what I'm saying, please just type I understand. If you understand, please type I understand so that I can proceed. Please don't mind, it's my solar. Okay. So if you understand now, this is it now. So all I've been explaining, everything you will get Sunday and understand a little. All right, don't worry, you understand in due time. Go over this video again, go over the lecture notes, you will understand very, very well. So now, and then I'll be on the WhatsApp group. Okay, you can just drop your questions. Okay, I may not answer immediately now. All right, but then I think my secretary should be able to attend to that. Okay, I would leave room for question and answers after this so that you'll be able to attend to basic ones. All right, so if you have extra questions, you can just drop them in the group. Please don't come to my DM and drop questions. Drop it in the group so that I will answer your question. Any other person that have the same question will see your question and the answer I've given to you, and they will attend to it together. Is that fine? So this is the NGX trading platform, all right, through the broker Chapel Hill DM. All right, so their name for this particular Nigeria market is Invest in Nigeria. All right, So now let us go to look at the IPO currently issued by GT Banks. Now, before I go there, before you buy shares on this, please do your fundamental analysis very well, so that you not be losing money, not be putting money into the books. All right. Now, so this is the order book. All right, for GT. Okay, so you just study it and understand what you are doing before you buy. Right. So Bamboo is just like the Invest in Nigeria. I will also share the link. All right. Now you can invest in dollars. You can buy shares in dollars. All right. So you can invest in companies like Tesla, Google, all right, Facebook, and what have you on Bamboo. So just the same way Invest in Nigeria works, the same way Bamboo works. Now, like I said earlier, before you buy any shares in those companies, please do your research, basic fundamental analysis. And one of the best applications you can use in doing that is the Trading View and then the Simply Wall Street. All right, they are very, very powerful tools for you to use. So now let's go to primary offer. Okay, now this is it. Retailprimaryoffer.com.ng. All right, that is where you buy IPOs, issued IPOs, current going IPOs. Okay, so it's as simple as ABC. Let me click on this. Okay, create an account. So you click on create an account. Now, once you want to create an account, it requires you to enter your BVN. Now, this is to enter your BVN and your date of birth, and then you click on continue. Just follow the promptings. Okay, once you follow the promptings, it will create an account for you. You go to your email and verify. Then you come back and log in. So once you log in, this is what your dashboard will look like. So here is where you have all the IPOs available at the moment. Okay, now for example, IPOs, let me explain IPOs and rights issues. Now, IPOs are initial public offerings. That is to say, they are just issuing to the public, okay, these shares. And that is why you notice that they are advertising it in big time. And when companies issue shares, is because they are trying to raise capital for their company. So to buy any of these shares, so let's check Fidelity. All right, so Fidelity, their shares is going to close August 13. Right, so that's when the IPO is going to close. Now, to feel all righteousness, if you have the time, please download all these pricing supplements, prospectus, term sheets, and what have you. Download them and read them if you have the time. If you don't have the time and you have the trust, go to Trading View or Simply Wall Street. Read in details the company overview, the valuation, and the report about that company before you buy the share. Don't use sentiment and buy. You're not going to buy a company that will die next year. Your money will die too. So if you want to buy this, just the same way for every other one. You want to buy this, click on buy offer, new investor. All right, new investor. Is as simple as this. Very, very simple process. Very, very simple process. You input the number of shares you want to buy. All right, now before you come to this point, it will require you to input your NIN to verify. Now it comes here straight because I have verified my NIN already. I have verified my NIN, I have verified my details. All right, so that's why it brought us here. All right, so that's why it brought us here. So I just input the number of shares I want to buy. Let me say I want to buy 10,000 units. So 10,000 units of Fidelity Bank is just 97,000 naira. If I'm buying 1,000 units, it's less than 10,000 naira. Okay, so make payments. So I'm using Paystack to make payments now. Select broker. So Chapel Hill. All right. So I want to buy this one now for the practical class. Okay. Continue. It's loading. So So it brought me to Paystack. Now I'm going to use USSD. You can use your card, all right? So I'm using USSD because I'm on the screen and then I cannot input my card before you, and I don't want to close it. So I'm going to use USSD now and make the payment. Once I make the payment, it's going to reflect. You're all going to see it. At 5, 6, 8. Oops, is the network. Please, where last did you hear me? I think it's the network. Just keeping me mute and off and on. So, yeah, these are the top 10 dividends paying company based on my own personal research. Based on my own personal research, these are the top 10. All right, the SFS Real Estate Investment Trust. All right, they give up to 14.3% dividends. Okay, you can trade them either on the NGX market but I'm not sure they have any IPO. UBA gives about 12.3%. Access Holdings gives dividend yield of 10.8%. Okay, Zenith Bank also 10.84%. Custodian investments, that what are they called now? Pension stuff. Yeah, they give 8.51. First Bank, FBN Holdings, they give 8.4. Guinness gives 7.3. Unilever gives 6.8. Nigeria Breweries gives 6.5. Dangote gives 6.3. All right. Okay, when I was about buying, that was where you heard me last. Oh, okay, let me go back there. But were you able to see my screen all through? Were you able to see my screen all through? Okay, that was the last. You were not able to see my screen. Oops. Okay, so are you able to see my screen now? Now, what just happened at that point was that I bought the shares. All right. Once I made the payment was successful. Okay, so it loads back, and then here is it. So the shares I bought, right? So this was the share I bought, and that was it. So that's just it. So you've bought the shares, and then you are loaded and you are qualified. So if you have any further thing, you can just reach out to them for help, write them a message or call, and to make further inquiries. So here, your BVN and then your NIN details are already linked directly to your share details. So instead of filling a lot of bank questions and all, you just get there from a broker directly. So it's all the same. Now, if you have major questions and all, you can just read through the frequently asked questions here, and you fill in your details, and you are good to go. So that's just it. I think that's that. Okay, we want to check GT. So I was explaining right issue. Okay, did you get when I explained the right issue? Now I was explaining that Access Bank, all right, Access Bank currently only offer rights issues. What rights issue means is that they are only issuing shares to their existing shareholders. They are not issuing to the public. So it's not an IPO. An IPO is initial public offering, that is, they're issuing to the general public. But what they are doing is rights of issues. They are only issuing to their existing customers. So that is what that means. Okay. I don't know. Do anybody have further question? Do you have further question? Want us to perish through? Let me just try and see if I can buy GT shares again. Just to show you an example and what happens when we click on that. Let me just buy 100. Okay, so bought 100. Continue purchases. So does anybody have questions? Let us put stop here tonight. Anybody have questions? If you have questions, please ask your questions. So I'm using bank transfer because the USSD was kind of slow the other time, so I want to use bank transfer. Please drop your questions while I attend to them. So, okay, so I've made another payment now and it's confirmed. So, yeah, you see it loads us back and then it confirms payment successful. Shares bought successfully. And so we are good. You get now. So my total shares that I bought was 14,200, right? So 60% of that is in Fidelity, 31% of that is in GT. Okay. Yes, Invest Niger and Bamboo are applications. You can download that. Now, Chapel Hill owns Invest Niger and the primary offering NG. But then the primary offer, okay, it's a retail website. I'm not sure they have an app for that. It's a retail website. I will share with you. Now, the Chapel Hill also, I will share with you a link to get it and register. Yeah, you can use my referral link. I would appreciate if you do that, both for Bamboo and then the Chapel Hill. I will just send you a link on WhatsApp for you to get there. All right, they are simple apps that you can peruse through and get it. But like I always say, before you make any financial decision on purchasing on those apps, do your research. And those apps, Invest Niger and Bamboo, they have learning resources on those apps that you can read on your own. I must tell you the truth is that 80% of all I know about shares, I didn't get it from any class. I didn't get from anywhere. I was just only introduced to Bamboo in 2019 by Yewande, right, Ademiluyi, and then she just told me I should try and buy Bamboo. I can buy stocks in dollars. I mean in US companies, which was at that time Tesla, Google, and Facebook. All right, and then there was a baby company too that I bought shares in them. I think they were selling that time around 2 naira. I just bought a $10 worth of shares and it has really grown to over $100 today, right? So, and she just introduced me to it, and by my own self, I do my own personal learning. Now, there are just do's and don'ts. I think I will share with you. Okay, yes, I purchased when I wanted to get into the Nigerian market, right? The Nigerian Exchange Group market, the NGX market. I bought a particular book. I bought a particular book by Iyeke. I will share that book with you, and I must share with you that book is not even as detailed as what I've shared with you or what I have in my notes for you, sincerely speaking. Now, but then I bought that book around, is it not 50,000 naira? But you know, you seek knowledge, right? You seek knowledge, and he just gave me an introduction. You can follow him on Instagram. The guy is really good. All right. What's his name again? I will share the name with you. Okay. He shares. He works with Yocha. Okay. And then he always makes the disclaimer: it's not a financial advice. Okay. So if you follow my status once in a while, you must probably have seen some of his posts. So it's going to be a good guide to you on the stocks to buy. But then, like I said, the most important thing is do your own research. Do your own research. All right. Anybody that is sharing anything is based on their own personal perspective. You should not rely on that for your business. If you are putting your money into anything, you should do your own research. You should find out for yourself what works and what sells. So I think that's that. Any other question? Let me check my notes while I wait. So if there are questions, please let me know while I wait to attend to you. So these are the top 10 dividends paying stocks in the NGX market that I recommend. But like I said, please do your own research. So don't say Mo said I should buy this and I bought it and it did not work well. Right, so because the way you buy him was also bought. So do your own research. Okay, and lastly, I wanted to share this. All right, you can, yes, you will have the slide. I will share the slide with you on the WhatsApp group. All right, because I will share the slide with you on WhatsApp. Okay, it's actually not really a slide yet, it's just my notes. So I will share with you on WhatsApp group. Okay, now I give a sample portfolio on your use of 100,000 naira. Again, do your research. This is just this is not a financial advice. It's just a sample, all right, on how you can put in 100,000 to good use, all right, when you get a good portfolio. All right, so let's say you put 30% of that 100,000, you allocate 60,000, that's 60% of 100,000 to stocks. All right, so you buy Nigeria brewery stocks, okay, you buy Unilever stocks, you buy Dangote cement stocks, just that. So you buy 30, 20, 10%, okay, allocate to bonds, right? So now 30, 12, 6, okay, allocate 10% to securities, now 10, 5, 5. Now let me quickly say this, because I'm tempted to say this now. Shares and stocks is not a get rich quick scheme. Please. Now they can boom very, very fast, right? And that's why I didn't have time to dwell on that in my class while I was teaching. Now they can boom very, very fast, but they are not such that you make financial decisions upon on the short term. They are long-term financial plan, all right, and they work very, very well on the long term using compound interest and effective shares management. So please don't rush it. Now, if you invest this 100,000, I want you all to do this, all right? I'll share this slide with you. Go and do these assignments. You can use if you can create a virtual portfolio, all right? You can just go on what's called now. All right, Investopedia stock simulator, Investopedia stock simulator. So you can just go on Investopedia stock simulator, okay? Go on Investopedia stock simulator and check. All right, create a portfolio. Just create. They will give you a virtual $100,000. Use it to create a portfolio and put it for 30 years and see what results and what's the cumulative return you're going to get. Just do that as an assignment to see how shares compound over a long period of time. And I think that is that. Okay, I want to check EAK's notes that I have. So any question, please, before we close? It's been a long 2 hours section. Any question? Any question? Any question, Neil? I mean, am I the only one here? You people have gone to sleep. Iyeke Ogenefe Jiro Emmanuel. Yeah, you can check him on WhatsApp. I mean, on Instagram. You can check him on Instagram. If you're on Instagram. Iyeke Feji. You can check him on Instagram. Right, you can check him on Instagram. So he does a lot. He's one of the top guys I know in the shares market in Nigeria, and he's really, really doing exceedingly well. He's doing exceedingly well. He's doing exceedingly well. All right, if there are no questions, I think we can call it a day today. We've really come a long way. I will share the materials with you. I'll share the lecture notes later in the night or tomorrow. All right, so I just shared with you a year the book, The Stocks Made Easy, I bought a few years ago, and I think that will be a great help. Okay, so thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's really been a long night. So if you will be kind and permit me to say the closing again, I want to tell you this in closing that, all right, there are just three, I have those three formula to wealth, right? Now, better awareness, I think I got that from Robin Sharma. Better awareness gives you, all right, allows you to make better decision, and better decision gives you better results. All right, better awareness results to better choices, and better choices results to better results. So that is to say, the more aware, the more knowledge about a particular thing you are, all right, as you learn, as you grow, all right, you begin to make better choices. All right, don't worry. Please compile all your questions. Compile all your questions. It's beautiful. But I'd love to take them. Probably maybe we can set a section. Maybe Sunday, maybe Sunday night. We will have a section where you ask all your questions. So just give me a question and answer section. That would be perfect. Now, so like I was saying, right, better awareness, all right, helps you make better choices, and better choices gives you better results. I take it again. Better awareness, that is to say, you better learning. The more you know, the more knowledgeable you are about the thing, all right, helps you make better choices. And the more good choices you make, all right, the more good results you get. So better choices, better awareness leads to better choices, and better choices leads to better results. Okay, so continue to learn. So the first foundation of growth, the first foundation of impact is awareness. The more you know about the thing, what you don't know, okay, what you are not aware about is superior to you. That's just it. All right, that's how Yoruba say it, and it is very, very correct. It is very, very correct. What you don't know is actually older than you. That's just it. No matter who you are. You know, they used to say this common saying in Yoruba that we like, and I used to say that because I want to it equals to O. So what am I saying in a nutshell is that nobody cannot use a bottle to write O. Okay, but the person that is not using a bottle to write O is somebody who is not aware that when he or she places a bottle on the ground equals to O, is not aware. So the more aware you are about the possibilities around you, the more you make informed decisions, and the more informed decisions you make, the more money you make, or the more results and impact you get. So that is that. Thank you so much, and God bless you. So let me close this as we'll go. Thank you so much.